Whoa, what did I hit? Okay, it was only damage to the truck, so I don't know what that was. Hi, I'm Patrick, and in this video I'm here in Umeå in Sweden, where I've just picked up a load of empty pallets, because one thing that is true about the entire world is there are always empty pallets needing to be transported. These are going over to Kokkola in Finland. Kokkola? Not sure about that pronunciation. This may be another episode of how to offend the locals by mispronouncing their hometown's name. So let's get started. And yes, I am still back here in 1.57, driving the Iveco or Iveco or Aveco Stralis. I've heard it pronounced all three of those ways. Unlike the S-Way, which I've never heard pronounced sway. Seriously, Aveco, Iveco, Aveco, Iveco, Asus, whatever you want to be called. You ought to call your truck the Sway. This is interesting. This car has just come to a complete stop here. And interestingly, it seems that if you are staying in the roundabout, AI traffic expects you to, if you're in the outside circle, AI traffic expects you to stop and let the traffic on the inside circle make their turn. And, well, that just don't seem right. But, you know, me and roundabouts just don't get along. And I'm a little concerned about that yield sign back there, but we made it. Yeah, empty pallets. Like I said, pretty much a universal issue is anywhere there's a store that sells things is a pile of pallets that need to be transported somewhere so they can be reused. And that's the nice thing. I don't know if you know this about wooden pallets. You see so many people saying, oh yeah, you just go behind the store, you grab a bunch of pallets and you can do projects at home. Yeah, that's called theft. Unless you have permission from the store owner, or at least the store manager, don't do that. And the reason is, having a little trouble reading my GPS there. The reason is because a lot of the stores, especially the big stores, actually ship their empty pallets to a pallet refurbisher where they are refurbished, obviously, and put back into use. Pallets aren't disposable. And I don't know why people think they are. They're not sitting behind the store because they're going to be thrown away. They're sitting behind the store because that's where they're stored until there are enough to put on a trailer and ship. Now, looking at this load is 22 tons heading to Kokkola. And yeah, I'm pushed the wrong button there. Yeah, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Also, back to using the push-to-talk button because I'm pretty sure the push-to-talk issue I was having a while back was probably because the Logitech, I think it's called G-Hub, was needing an update installed, and there was also a new firmware for the wheel itself. What kind of intersection? Oh, it's not a roundabout. Okay, I'm just supposed to keep going. Well, oops. But yeah, almost missed that turn. That's not confusing at all. Very, very high quality security here. The arm just lifts up. Okay, well, looks like, is this the boat? Yeah, I see the trigger all the way down there. And fun story about these, some of these ferries is that I noticed that those ramps, like you see against the wall there, in some of these ferries, you can actually drive up those ramps. And the top level is open, I think. So let's see where we're going. Fossa, I guess. Fossa. And away we go. All right. Let's get back on the road here. So yeah, empty pallets are a real business in the U.S. It was kind of a sharp drop off of the boat, and also it's raining, and there are no lines on the road showing you where you're supposed to go. You're just supposed to guess that you come over here to this. Is this a gate? No, it's not even a gate. It's just well, they needed the spooky horn. Whoa, what did I hit? Okay, it was only damage to the truck, so I don't know what that was. Not sure who I would be yielding to here. Here's another grade crossing where the sign is flashing with a white light. I still don't really know what that means. I suspect it's just like a caution to let you know that it's clear, but you need to watch out anyway, but who knows? Well, I'm sure somebody knows. Hey, if you know and you don't mind, let me know in the comment. I'm not sure what that was on that statue back there. It kind of looked like a buzzard, maybe? I kind of doubt it was supposed to be a buzzard, but that's definitely what it looked like. That's one thing we have a lot of around where I live is buzzards. I'm going to get over in the right lane because I suspect the destination that I'm going to is probably on the left, so might as well do that now, and that way I can try to get over in the left lane when I get to it. Yeah, because kind of like George said, right in the wrong direction, because wrong's what I do best. That's George Jones, by the way. If you haven't heard that song before, you might want to look it up. A lot of red lights around here, but that one just turned green, so that's nice. And by the way, the weather that you're seeing is the responsibility of, whoa, lightning, the realistic and brutal weather mod from the Steam Workshop. Picking up speed a lot faster than I thought it was. I didn't mean to get up that high in speed, but getting it back down now. Five kph over the limit shouldn't be too bad. It's less than 10%. Although, now that I think about it, with the rain on the road, it might be a good idea to stick to the speed limit. especially since I'm pretty sure I need a new set of tires on this truck. So hopefully when 1.58 comes out, I have drove the S-Way in 1.58 open beta, so I know that it's going to have a little more pickup than it has currently, unless something changes as far as that goes. So probably will retire the Stralis, and considering by then I'll probably have close to 65,000 kilometers on this truck, which I know isn't, I mean, in the real world, that's nothing. That's what, is that even 40,000 miles? I don't know. Maybe future Patrick will figure the math on that. But yeah, I've drove this truck for a long time in this game, and I do like the S-Way. It's a nice looking truck. It still looks enough like a classic American cab over that I have in my mind, in my memory, even though it's definitely a European style and design. Specifically Italian. That was a sudden drop in speed, and even more because we have a roundabout coming up. And I have found that the best way to keep the AI traffic from bothering you is to just fill up both lanes and just don't let the AI traffic get a chance to cut you off in those roundabouts. Would I do that in real life? Probably not. I'm not sure how real world truck drivers handle situations like that, because a lot of car drivers just don't know what they need to do around big truck. The floppy stick on my controller flopped, and even though I put it on right signal, it flopped back to left. Kind of springy, but it also didn't cost $150, $160, whatever the things that they sell to do that online. If you didn't know, I use an old PlayStation 3 controller with that attaches by USB to my computer, and the left stick operates as the left stick operates as a turn indicator stalk. I've actually showed that in past videos, I'm not going to do that in this one, but I have an interesting setup. I've got the homemade button box with the Logitech G29 wheel and pedals and shifter, and then the PlayStation controller for a few extra buttons and the well, let me see where to park. Okay, I think I can pull straight in from around back. Um, so the PlayStation controller I use for turn indicator stalk, and then I also have an Xbox controller that, oh no, I can't pull. Seriously, why would they block that off? So I'll pull straight through here. I mean, I don't really know why they would want a trailer loaded with pallets here anyway, but it's their trailer, so whatever the boss wants. I'm going to get my arm wet so I can look back. Well, this didn't turn out so bad. I said as it all went bad. Alright, well, turn the wipers off and let's see what we get. Well, that wasn't a terribly long trip, and got over 4,500 euros. And you learned not to steal pallets from the back of stores. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.